Hello and welcome to the channel. This is Lunar Goddess Tarot. I'm Sarah and I'll be your intuitive guide and your reader today. I wonder how many of you were feeling the extreme exhaustion and fatigue yesterday. If your counterpart is going through the healing phase and they were experiencing bouts of anger yesterday, angry at life, angry at the world, angry at their job, angry at you, angry at themselves, angry at everyone and everything, kind of like that Hulk energy as we talk about in my private coaching group, it's likely that you were experiencing extreme body aches, exhaustion, fatigue, to the point where it was difficult to get out of bed or complete any simple task. Today feels better, so the energy of this year is shifting very rapidly. So today definitely feels like a more peaceful energy. However, it's early in the day, depending on where you are in the world. It's still before noon here, so it's still early here. And, you know, things can shift and change very rapidly on this journey from, you know, before we were experiencing shifts like week to week. Now it's like hour to hour, minute to minute, second to second. So I don't want to get our hopes up. This is definitely a bumpy road, really until we hit April, and then we see a lot of abundance codes coming through for the divine feminine, and this has to do with the healing of the masculine and what stage they're at in their journey. If you're interested in your own personal unique healing, the blueprint for your twin flame journey, the unique blueprint for what you're experiencing with your counterpart, what's going on with your counterpart, is this my counterpart, you can book a healing and coaching session with Holly and myself. You can go over to the website, look under the offerings page. And if you're interested more in a group setting, the next private group coaching program, the transformational group coaching program, will launch in April of 2022. So you definitely want to subscribe to stay tuned for any updates on that as we launch the early bird here, probably later this month. If not, at the latest, it'll be early March. Okay, so we are going to have a reading here. And I want to thank all of you for being here. I want to thank my moderators. I want to thank our guides. I want to thank just each and every one of you on this wild and crazy journey. If you're a twin soul tuning in, and actually if you're a starseed and light worker, high-level soulmate, you're all welcome on this channel. You will all receive beneficial information and guidance. And we are all, you know, if you're on the ascension journey, you're welcome, because we are all experiencing these highs and lows. Some people, if you're an old soul, an ancient soul, we have old souls, we have young souls, we have ancient souls, you will be experiencing the physical sensations and the physical symptoms, ascension symptoms, more deeply, more strongly. And this is, trust me, this is not a competition. These physical ascension symptoms will knock you on your ass. So it's not a competition. I just want to kind of state that we are all rowing our boats. We are all in this together. Okay? So we're all assisting one another. We're all learning. We're all teachers. We're all students and guides for each other. We're all learning from one another. So that being said, let's go right into the reading. I have the Kipper deck. I have the Muse Tarot. I have the Divine Masculine Healing deck, the Twin Flame Journey to Union. And then I have the Divine Counterpart Speak in the Silence. Now, if you guys are over on my Patreon, if you guys are a VIP Patreon, or you've been thinking about going to the VIP level, what I've done is I've added my Abundance Code Workbook. So you're going to receive that free. When you sign up for the VIP tier, there's 3 different tiers. When you sign up for the VIP tier over on my Patreon, the link is below in the description box, you'll receive that Abundance Code Workbook for free. Abundance is a mindset, okay? Money is a mindset. So we talk about that. There's exercises for you to do. You can print it out or fill it in. It's a PDF. Very, very beneficial, especially in the lead up to April. And in addition, it's been requested that I do a post or a video, dedicated post or video on Patreon about the Mars-Venus meetup. It's actually a 2-month meetup, guys. So I'm going to explain what's happening here. And it's going to be February, March, all the way into April. So it's really good juju and good energy. So I'm going to be talking about that in a Patreon post. I'm going to be talking about that in a few minutes. Not a few minutes, whenever I get my next Patreon post. So you'll want to look out for that, and I'll let you know, because in the community tab, I'll let you guys know when that post has been published and when you'll be able to access it. So let us dive into the reading here. And we're going to start actually with the tarot deck. Oh, and Mercury is going direct, I believe it's tomorrow, today or tomorrow. So hallelujah for that. Mercury's gone direct. The angels are singing. All of our guides are saying, thank God. Thank God for that. Okay. So we jump into the card portion of the reading, and this Mars-Venus meetup is in the sign of Capricorn. I'll just give you guys a preview. And it's a physical sign. It's an earth sign. So it is going to affect your physical union and the pathway to union. It's very, very important. It's a very powerful portal. Yesterday was a 2-2 portal. So we have this energy in the lead up to the Mars-Venus conjunction in the sky. It's basically the lovers, the twins, right? The divine masculine, divine feminine meeting in the sky, having this dance with one another. Last time this happened last year in July, many people had their masculines come forward. Many people had long-term separation ended. You came into a reunion, and some of you came into pre-union energy. And what it did is it set the word I'm looking for. It set the tone for this eventual permanent physical union, right? It set the tone for this Mars-Venus conjunction here in 2022, okay? So if something happened, like if your masculine came forward last year, guys, okay, if your masculine came forward and then kind of retreated, and you're like maybe they promised you the sun, the moon, and the stars, or they said things like, I want to marry you, I want to have a family with you, I want to be in a committed relationship with you, I know who you are, I know what this is, I want to do this. They likely retreated because they had to go into their cocoon. They had to take the fall, okay? They're in the fall stage now. If you're curious what that is, we talk about it a lot in the private group coaching program. You can also, again, we'll talk about your unique situation and blueprint when you do sessions with Holly and I. And it's very empowering because when you know what's going on, you know how to respond instead of react. Okay, you don't take things personally on this journey. So this Mars and Venus mashup here where the lovers are dancing in the sky, it's a very romantic energy, but it's also very grounded. Think of Pentacles energy. Think of the King of Pentacles with stability. This is a masculine energy coming in that wants to create a stable home, a stable life, a stable commitment, a stable relationship. This is not a masculine who is back and forth or in and out with his feelings or indecisive. This is a very decisive masculine energy coming in here. So it's very likely, especially if you experienced your masculine coming in last July, very likely that they're going to come back in, but in a more stable way. And I think those of you, you're going to be surprised because I think what's going to happen is the masculine is going to come in and you're going to remain in contact or communication for those of you who have been in and out of communication or in a separation. I really think this is the start of laying the foundation for that physical permanent union, okay? Guys, it's really, really just a powerful time to be on this journey. So that being said, let's get the overall energies here. There are definitely people on this journey who don't want to see twins in union. There are definitely these energies, right? We have the Seven of Swords, sort of deceitful energy. Not the best, not my favorite card in the deck. However, because it came out with a major arcana, the World, card number 21, the ending of the hero's journey. Now we start with the Fool, the beginning of the hero's journey, card 0. This indicates that there is a karmic cycle ending. Any deceit that was present, okay, this could be a person or this can be the embodiment of the energy. Any deceit that was present where the masculine was self-abandoning and therefore abandoning the feminine, or the feminine was abandoning herself, therefore the masculine had to show her in the physical, this is what your wound looks like. You have to come to terms with this. I have to abandon you. I have no other choice. You can't look at this as a 3D connection because it's not. And it doesn't operate the same way. You can't use logic to think your way through this journey or think your way through what your masculine is doing. Like for instance, your masculine reaches out. You say, I'm going to wait 4 days because that's how long it took them to respond to me. It doesn't work that way, guys. I want you to lead with your heart, not with your ego or your mind. all that's going to do is perpetuate the silence, perpetuate the distance, and it's deceit, because you're deceiving yourself, you're deceiving the masculine. You want to reach out, you want to talk to them. Don't play those games. It doesn't work in this kind of connection, because only love is real. Only love is real, guys. Everything else is just ego. Everything else is a facade, an illusion of the mind. Okay, the mind takes control. Don't let your mind control your heart or your journey. This is definitely a good sign, because when it's paired with a world card, the way I'm reading this and interpreting this intuitively is these cycles of abandonment, these cycles of deceit, these cycles of lying to oneself and therefore putting on that mask to the world with a masculine is over. Same goes for the feminine. It's over. There's a brand new cycle that is about to begin. The World card is, in my opinion, one of the most positive cards in the deck. Why? Because there's a completion. This shows success. There's been an attainment of something, a celebration, a rejoicing of how far we have come on this journey. Something is coming full circle, guys. A truth that was spoken and then maybe reneged, by the divine masculine, or a promise that was made and then never kept, that's all changing now. This can also indicate that there's some travel that may be coming up for the twins, particularly for the divine masculine. There's a vibrational alignment that's coming in here, where the masculine and feminine are starting to vibrationally align with one another again. And in that alignment, they're finding peace. They're opening their hearts again to one another. It was very dark in December and even January. We carried out the energies of December into January. It was a very dark energy, a dark time. So what we're seeing now, as we go into February and beyond, is an opening of the heart, a reconnection of the heart. That's where this connection lives. It lives inside of the heart. Never goes away. That flame never burns down. That connection between your heart and theirs can never be destroyed. We had a conversation, we had a coaching call last night from my private group, and we have a divine masculine in the group, female divine masculine. She had been absent for a few weeks and she came in, and we were so happy to hear from her. And we talked from the divine feminine side, and we talked from the perspective of the divine masculine. You guys know that I have both. We all have both. I tend to carry a lot of divine masculine energy. Some of you may have picked up on that. I tend to be a leader. I tend to be commanding. I tend to be dominant in certain ways. And then in other ways, I'm very soft and I'm very feminine and I'm in the flow. But a lot of times, especially with work, my masculine side will come out. So you probably hear that in my readings. I have to remind myself, compassion, 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 because my masculine side kind of forgets and goes into logic mode. I have to explain this to people. I am a teacher, I'm a guide. So sometimes I struggle to find that balance. And yet, in the presence of a healed masculine energy, I surrender fully, as we all do. Many feminines can relate to what I just said. Many feminines relate to being in that energy of having to be in the masculine energy, but wanting so desperately to be able to surrender into that feminine energy and just flow, right? You just want to flow. What she said to us was, it's my feminine's birthday coming up this month. I've bought her a gift and I really want to give it to her, but I don't know if she's going to be receptive. And we were all in the group cheering her on. No, gift her, deliver it, let her know, tell her, send her that happy birthday. Even if she's telling you she wants space, even if she's telling you deep down she wants and needs to hear from her divine masculine. And we were in tears because you could feel the pain of the divine masculine. One thing that they wish to tell you is that they never want to disappoint you again. So if that means staying away and honoring your wishes, that's what they'll do. So this is why it's imperative to have grace for the divine masculine as they go through their fall, as they go through their healing, and open up your heart again the possibility of a healed connection with your masculine, with your feminine. Because otherwise, the masculine fears hurting you again. They never ever want to hurt the feminine. When they hurt you in the past, it was unconscious. They were acting from unconscious patterning. They never set out intentionally to bring you pain. They only want to bring love. So when they stay away, they think it's for your best good. So masculines out there, if it's your feminine's birthday, or we have Valentine's Day coming up. I know it's a pretty commercial holiday. I'm not a real fan of it. But I can guarantee your feminine would love to hear from you. Even if it's just thinking of you, that would mean so much for the feminine. It's also my oldest brother's birthday, so it's a special day for me. And a childhood friend, it's her birthday too. So it's a special day for me. Regardless of, the commercialized holiday, I still love it. So masculines, if you're thinking of reaching out, it's your feminine's birthday, or it's an anniversary, the day you met, or your first date, or whatever it might be, reach out, let her know that she's on your mind. You can keep it simple. Okay, so what's happening here with the feminines? 10 of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, you do. Okay, Queen of Pentacles. The queen who has it all. The queen who desires it all. She gets what she wants. She knows what she wants. She is not indecisive. This woman can take care of herself. She is fiercely, fiercely abundant. She's confident. She has carved her own way in this world. And at first the masculine was maybe scared or weary or just didn't understand how, like, her version of abundance, work and play, like a very balanced energy of work and play, because the masculine energy tends to get stuck in that energy of overexertion, overworking, over applying themselves, over giving, over like worrying, if that's, I just made up a word, over worrying, right? Which leads to anxiety, insomnia, and just misery, mental anguish and misery, because they never really turn off. They meet their feminine and all of a sudden they see this goddess, energy who is teaching them how to be in the moment and how to flow and how to appreciate the little things and how to take care of themselves, because she takes care of herself. And all of a sudden they like, it might be the first time when they meet you, that might be the first time that they actually take a deep breath and slow down. I know my masculine has told me many times, you're the only person who can make me slow down. And I took that. I feel like now that I'm coughing, I think my masculine's been coming through really strongly with messages. I think he wants to share that with me, and he just doesn't know how. And that's where I feel like a lot of them are at right now. They really want to communicate though, and they are in various ways. But they want to let you know that you're the first woman to come into their life who has really taught them the meaning of life. You've taught them the meaning of what it means to be alive. They look at you and they just see life. They see joy. They see abundance. They see fertility, creativity, nourishment. And they drink from your well. And what happens is when the feminine has unhealed codependency wounds, she allows the masculine to drink her dry. And then she has nothing to give. This Queen of Pentacles is not that woman. She's healed. And she gives, but she gives to herself first. And she doesn't overgive. She doesn't overgive. She receives. This is a receptive energy. I receive my abundance. I receive my gifts, the fruits of my labor. Right? 10 of Pentacles. I mean, these are my favorite cards. If we get a King of Pentacles here, it's like mic drop. Mic drop. That there's nothing more to say. My favorite pair, the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles. Because it indicates stability, guys. It indicates that there's a coming together in the physical. It indicates that it's the end of indecision and the end of money worries, the end of anxiety, the end of the hot and cold, the in and the out, the end of separation. The Ten of Pentacles is what I would call my card of having it all. It's not just about money or success in the material world. It's about success in all walks of life, in all aspects of your life. You have friends that love you, that you can confide in. You have a job or work that feels meaningful to you. You've stepped into your mission or one of your missions here on the planet. You have a tribe that surrounds you, that supports you, that hears you, that sees you. Maybe you're supported by or surrounded by children and pets if that's what you desire. You've got a big, beautiful home with open spaces and light that's very giving. You give to the home, it gives back to you. And you feel it, you just feel at peace. You have everything you need at your reach with the Ten of Pentacles. Feminine, you are really coming into a place of deep, deep, deep abundance. The likes of which we have not seen yet on this journey. Because a lot of feminines have suffered with the physical symptoms of ascension. And it overpowers you to the point where I know it has happened to me. You cannot work, you cannot move. Like yesterday was very challenging. You cannot speak, you cannot exert yourself. You know, you have nothing to give. So your work might suffer, right? When you're in that position. There's a lot of emotions coming through, guys. And I'll tell you something. The masculine comes through with the Star and the Knight of Cups. So he's not yet coming through as the King of Pentacles, and that's okay, because we know we don't want him half-baked. We know he's in that easy bake oven. He's going to come out fully baked. We know this. We trust, right? You're offering them grace, as I spoke about at the beginning of the reading. Now, what's very interesting here is there's so much passion, like unbridled passion and joy. This is a stallion, right? Horse that's dancing in the puddles, that's creating their own joy, that only sees, like he's not looking around to see what others are doing. He's looking at his own experience. He's very enveloped in his own experience of what brings him joy. And the masculine has this identity that's being stripped away right now of what they thought love was, or what it meant to be a partner. They thought they had to carry the load for the whole entire family, right? Or the relationship. They thought they had to provide. They had to be that provider. They couldn't be weak. They couldn't show emotion. They couldn't show that they felt scared. Along comes the feminine, and she opens up the space to allow the masculine to feel, to allow the masculine to step into his feminine energy so that he feels everything he needs to feel to move forward. And with the Star card, you are the impetus for change for the masculine. You are the driving force. You are the wish fulfillment. There's no one or nothing, no thing, no one, no experience like the feminine for the masculine. This masculine has oftentimes looked at you as unattainable. This is an unattainable woman here, right? Look at this Queen of Pentacles. She has everything she wants and desires. What could I possibly give her? They could be wildly successful in the material world, and when it comes to you and meeting you and being around you, they suddenly feel poor. Because they realize that what you're seeking, what you're looking for from them, what you need from them, is not what they can necessarily give you at that time. They're looking for your time. They're looking for your energy, masculine. They're looking for your love and devotion. They're not looking for things. They're not looking for your money. They don't care about your title or the success you have in the material world. They care about who you are as a person and how they feel when they're around you, masculine. I feel like the masculine wants to chase the feminine. There is kind of a chaser energy here. So the roles have reversed. I don't think the feminine's the runner. you guys know that I really don't enjoy the labels anymore anyway. But the feminine is not running. She's standing still. The Queen of Pentacles doesn't need to run, especially when she's surrounded by the Ten of Pentacles. There's no reason to run. The masculine wants to kind of showcase how he's feeling. It feels like a fresh new connection, right? The masculine is tapping in. When he thinks about the feminine right now, what he feels is, he feels overjoyed. It feels like a fresh start, because the feminine has unloaded so much shame and blame and pain and anger that she had been directing towards the masculine or the connection for quite some time. He feels like that has lifted. He can feel that. And he's back to really connecting with you as this amazing, incredible woman that could make all of his dreams come true. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, yeah, the masculines, they keep on getting the Cups card. The emotions is the Cups suite. So I definitely feel like the masculine is in his heart so much that it's just a lot of water energy. It's a lot of tears flowing, but then the tears of pain turn into joy. Joy for the experience of meeting you. Joy for being on this earth at the same time as you. Joy for having been able to be in the company of someone so amazing and incredible, and somebody who is so free. You know, the masculines envy your freedom, feminine. They envy that you've broken away from the matrix. They might ridicule that because they're scared. They don't know how to deal with it or handle it. They can't imagine, you know, their lives have been so structured, and here you are, this free spirit, but also grounded, also having created a life for yourself in abundance, continuing to create for yourself, and they're just trying to figure out, how does she do it? How does she hold herself together? J.D. Salinger has a quote. You guys, if you haven't read The Catcher in the Rye, you're not living. So, did you live under a rock? Go read The Catcher in the Rye. It's an amazing, amazing tale. But the author, J.D. Salinger, it's a quote, and it says something to the effect of, she wasn't doing anything but standing there, leaning against the railing, holding the whole universe together. Like so this is the way he sees you. She's not doing anything but just standing there, but somehow she's holding the entire universe together. The fabric of the universe exists within your eyes to the masculine. He sees heaven and earth. He sees his life. He sees all lifetimes with you when he looks in your eyes. He just thinks to himself, am I worthy of this? Am I worthy of receiving such a love, such devotion, such loyalty, such joy? Am I worthy of feeling something so incredible, so beautiful? And that's what he's working on right now, because he misses the embrace of the feminine. If you have gone completely silent on your masculine, he misses your touch, your taste, your smell, your voice. He misses all of those tangible things. He misses the things that you can see and feel and experience, right? Yep. This card came up yesterday or the day before, family room. He misses that feeling of coming home. You are home. You are his family. You're home to him. He wants to create a home. He wants to buy you a home, right? Or buy a home together, whatever that looks like. The masculine has, he might call it a fantasy, but it's not a fantasy. It's a prediction of the future. It's a foreshadowing, but he has this idea of you and him sitting in this living room together in the home that you own. And, you know, it's just a matter of, how do I make that a reality? But you got to get out of your head, masculines. some masculines are going through a divorce, okay? This is the energy I'm picking up on today with these cards. It's changing. You know, we've had these cards come up in the past few days, and you guys saw how much I was shuffling, but it's the energies that are coming up that are being repetitive here because I'm doing videos more frequently. But the other day I saw this, you know, this can definitely be interpreted as a woman that's helping and bringing justice to the connection. But what I'm interpreting it today as is this is for a particular percentage of twins that where the masculine's moving through a divorce. And this might be a challenging woman, and this could be the wife, okay? You guys know, like, when I say masculine, feminine, I'm not referring to male or female. And it can be same sex, you know, opposite sex, it doesn't matter. I just, for ease and purposes of the reading, I might use female, male. I might use, I think I used female in a title. It was the feminine energy is what I was trying to explain and convey. I'm never trying to shut anybody out or make somebody feel like they're not a part of these collectives. Absolutely you are. So yeah, there's a marriage that's dissolving here. Absolutely. There's a marriage that's dissolving. Adjudication, you know, there's going to be a ruling, okay? And so for some masculines, maybe it's the final divorce creed, right? The final step, the final leg of that journey from releasing from that woman. Interesting. This card keeps on coming up, the message of concern. So this card keeps on coming up, I think, in almost every reading I've done with the Kipper deck here. But because it came up next to the courtship, and here we have, yesterday we had 7/17, now we have 4/14. Happens to be my dad's birthday. One day after my masculines. Interesting. Actually, my masculine and one of my good divine feminine friends share the same birthday, 4/13. But I definitely feel like, hey guys, be nice. I definitely feel as though there's definitely a message that it might feel like there's a delay, right? It might feel like things are being halted, especially for this. I don't know why I'm picking up on this small percentage of people, but the masculine's going through a divorce this year. It could definitely be that it feels like your courtship is affected by what's going on. And they might say, hey, I can't communicate while I go through this, because they're going through the healing process. They have to heal from the marriage. They have to, you know, the feminine definitely doesn't want to be the person that comes right after the divorce, right? Allow them to sow their oats, go through what they need to go through to heal, so that when they come to you, they are actually healed and whole, and they're not just seeking solace in the arms of a woman or a man, that they're actually healed and whole within themselves, and that they can bring forth into the connection a healed aspect, right? A healed masculine energy. So let this play out. If there's a message that comes in, don't attach to the messages, guys. We're still in that Mercury retrograde shadow energy. Don't take it too seriously. Please don't take it too seriously. We're going to get some messages here from the counterparts. Oh my gosh, it's all masculine. It's all masculine. So the feminine doesn't have a lot to say right now, I guess. By the way, this deck is equal parts masculine and feminine. So the black cards are the feminine. They're here. It's just the feminine has been quiet when it comes to the messages here. I wish we can move into a better space. I'm not sure what to do. And I feel like this is applying to this. If there's a message of concern, I feel like that's applying in particular to that situation. Memories and dreams of you haunt me. I can't get you out of my head. You're just always there. I crave you. I'm happiest when I'm with you. So yeah, you know, it's like the masculine didn't think that they were going to have such strong feelings for you. Although I would beg to differ, because my masculine knew right away who I was. He was blown away by the connection and by the familiarity that he felt when he saw me. He knew who I was. I didn't know what to do with those feelings. I acted immaturely. I know this. This causes me a lot of stress, and I don't know what to do about it. And so it's like, They know that the energies were off. The balance of the feminine and masculine, they understand that in the past they acted in a distorted masculine manner, and then you then showed up, right? You triggered one another and you showed up in that distorted feminine energy. And so there was this imbalance. You needed the healed masculine, the healed feminine, but that can't show up when there's distortion and when the triggers are present and when you're in each other's faces. I want you to be real with me, don't hurt me. But be real doesn't mean like be nasty or like feminine. If you're in a space where you're feeling like you can't support the masculine, it's best to just step back and go quiet. You don't have to reach out just because you feel like you want to. You don't have to respond just because they reach out. You don't, there's no, this connection isn't going anywhere. And in some cases, you'll derail the physical meetup or the reunion. Not, notice how I said derail. It'll always get back on track. But you could derail it or you could delay it by interrupting the process of the masculine, the healing process. The masculine does want to communicate, very clear. He knows he has to be the one to reach out first this time. I start to do it and then I stop myself. It's right there. It's on the tip of their tongue, guys. But I don't want to hurt you again. Remember how I said, our divine masculine in the group said, I don't want to disappoint my feminine again. I'll do anything not to disappoint her, even if it means staying away. I never want to disappoint her again. Doesn't mean she doesn't think about her feminine. She does all the time. She misses her. She thinks about her. She wants to reach out to her, but she does not want to disappoint. I don't want to hurt you again. It causes me pain when I hurt you. 100% truth. And then he says, I'm willing to give you more stability, but I need to know I'm free. I have commitment issues. Is it safe to be vulnerable with you? Can I talk about these commitment issues with you without scaring you away? Because if your masculine has commitment issues, feminine, you have commitment issues, right? You guys are mirrors for each other, the divine mirror. Can I be real with you, or is that going to scare you away? It's a good question, feminines. Can they be honest with you? Will you hear them out? Can you talk through it together? Can you be that safe container? But also having those healthy boundaries, not giving your power away, and not over-giving or over-promising, right? So I asked, you know, how the masculine's feeling about the feminine. Here we got the Cups card again, the emotions, the Page of Cups. They're feeling a boyish kind of energy, which is what I described when I was talking about the dream that I had the other day. If you guys watched that video, it's one of my outside videos where I showed my face. But I was talking about how the masculine feels. It was a very childlike energy. Very, they were humbled. They, you know, it was my masculine actually showed up in my dream. Very humbled, very sweet energy. No ego at all. So they're definitely thinking about the feminine in terms of like a mending of the connection, a mending of the heart. Because when you're in that Page energy, you're not angry. You're just excited. You're excited. Page energy is kind of like the Ace energy or the Fool card. It's a brand new energy. It's a brand new cycle. So they're really feeling the love, guys. They're really, really feeling the love. This is interesting. I knew this was going to come up. This is the Nine of Swords, causing the feminine these sleepless nights, causing the feminine to... Because sometimes when your counterpart feels like all lovey-dovey, you can actually feel anger and vice versa. It's part of the mirror effect. So, but feminines, like I talked about, you know, it's important. Sleep is so vital and important, and we're robbed of that on this journey. So find a way, you know, melatonin, valerian roots, passion flower, you know, CBD oil, a number of things that can help you sleep that can really, truly bring you, you know, to a place of surrender, because anger is gonna keep the counterpart at bay. And the masculines really want to come forward. But yeah, when the masculine was feeling angry yesterday, a lot of you have been experiencing this. As the masculine heals, the feminine can be, I mean, the exhaustion yesterday, guys, I can't even put it into words. And many people in the group felt it too, in my private coaching group. We were just like, I don't know how I got out of bed for the call. I was so utterly exhausted. It felt like my limbs were made of lead. It felt like my brain was mush. And today is a completely different experience. I feel completely different. So if you guys are experiencing that, take good care of yourselves. Go into that Four of Swords, rest and rejuvenation energy, and give to yourself. I hope that this reading was informative, and I hope that it was enlightening. I feel like there was a lot of information that was shared today, so please rewatch if you feel so called. And I'm just thanking each and every one of you for being on this journey, for supporting each other, and really giving grace to the masculine collective at this time, guys. If the feminine, as a collective, there's almost 20,000 subscribers on this channel, many more viewers. If we can all give grace to the masculine collective these next several days, imagine the power of the shift that we can experience collectively. Imagine what that will feel like. So let's do that together as a collective. I send you guys so much love and grace and support on your journeys, and take good care.